Hey there, good looking. Join me for this glutes and abs workout using some dumbbells and a booty band that will be easy on your knees. That is right. We are going to hit the glutes and the hips as well as train those ab muscles of yours. Now, you need a pair of heavy and moderate dumbbells, a booty band, however, that is optional. And if you have access to a chair or a bench, have that available as well. If not, don't worry. I'll show you how to work around it. All right, lace up your runners. Let's go get warmed up. Hello there. Hey, I'm PJ from fitnesswithpj.com as well as over50fitness.co. And hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, click that subscribe button so we can keep training together. If you're enjoying this workout ads-free on my Over 50 Fitness app, make sure you head to our private community after this workout so we can chat about what you thought about this workout. All right, let's get warmed up and then we are getting right into it. And welcome to day 1 if you're part of the 10-day booty and legs challenge. This is awesome. All right, I want you to mirror me for me. Soften this leg, bend this leg. Now, if you need to hold on to something, go for it, but I'd rather you not as we lift that leg up because we want to work a balance and stability in addition to warming up the hips. So this is getting into the glute med here, okay? And you're also going to feel the quad and the hamstring fired up on the stabilizing leg. So we are all over the place with this workout. You are going to love it. Trainer's promise. Well, you might not like me much during it, but you will love the results. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's take that same leg, push it backwards, but on a bit of a diagonal, and you can tap the toe in between. Now warming up into the glutes and just getting an active stretch through your hip flexor. Now we start out with a 2-minute glute and side leg drill, which will also be part of our warm-up, all right? Now we'll use a band for that 2-minute session. However, if you don't own a band, don't worry about it. You'll still get those glutes fired up. Last 4, and again, we're going on that diagonal, yes? Good. 3, 2, 1. All right, soften this leg for me, bend this knee. Find something stationary to stare at. That'll help you with your balance. Again, I would rather you try to not hold on to something because I want to work your balance and stability while we also get the glute and glute med, outer hip area, fired up. Good. So fire hydrant movement here. Trying to lift up, trying to get that inside of the knee parallel to your floor if you're able to. 4 more. 3, 2, last 1. All right, now push back on a diagonal. Beautiful. Now feeling it more into the glute here, so the bigger area of the glute. All right, take a look at the chair, the shirt. Dolly Parton, baby. You've got to love Dolly. Even if you don't like her music, you have to respect a woman that has navigated probably a very brutal industry for, 50, 60 years? All in 6-inch spike heels. So mad respect for the woman. Plus, I do love a few of her songs. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's get the booty band on if you have it. Now we're taking it just around the fat part of the calves. All right. I recommend latex too for this workout because we're doing really high reps. So if you don't have latex, don't worry about it. But if you do, I highly recommend that. All right, now we have 2 minutes of stepping out with a side squat and a side leg lift. So let's get ourselves set up. Feet are about hip width apart. Now mirror me, step out, give me a squat, come up. Now take that same leg and bring it away from the body for a side leg lift, okay? Let's do the other side. Here we go. Squat, step out, squat, up, lead with the heel, good. Step out, squat, feet together, lead with the heel. So that's what we're doing for the 2 minutes. All right. Squat. Good. Squat. Took me a while to find my rhythm on this one. Squat. I'm already feeling my hips. Now when we squat, the knees track with the toes. You're pushing your bum rearward and hinging for what we call the hip crease. So pay attention to that. If you start to feel it in your low back, then we need to reset your form. And the best way to do that is to practice in front of a mirror so you have that visual feedback. Now the booty band's going to want to pull the knees in. This is where your glute med comes into play. So we want to make sure those knees don't track inwards as we squat. Less than a minute left. Whew. Good job. So it's a step, wide squat, feet together, lead with the heel, leg lift. Step, wide squat, feet together, lead with the heel, leg lift. Now if you keep constant tension on your band, if you're using a latex, it won't roll on you. Where we get into problems is if we allow some looseness in the tube, and then it tends to roll up, which is really irritating. Last 10 seconds. As I said, this 2 minutes is warming everything up that we're going to focus on. Last one here in today's workout. Time. Woo! All right. Let's keep the band there. Now we're moving into a strength routine, 3 rounds of 40 seconds. I'd like for you to grab one heavy dumbbell, moving into a squat to a Romanian deadlift. I'm using a 25-pound dumbbell. All right, so banded squat to begin with. Remember my cue during our warm-up that we just finished? We don't want the knees to come in, all right? Take the dumbbell, you're gonna hold it up high like so, close to the chest and hinge from the hips. You ready? Sit, let's go. Take it down, good. Hip hinge, come all the way up. Good, straighten those legs, fully come up into that erect position. Finish that squat completely. Now take a peek. Are the knees tracking with your toes? Great. Once again, you can do this without a band. You can also do this without any dumbbells. So if you're a beginner and you want to be able to walk tomorrow, insert evil trainer giggle, then maybe go body weight. Now, our second exercise will be what's called a Romanian deadlift. So that just means we're doing time. A deadlift with a bit more of a bent knee. So bring the dumbbell so it's just in front. All right, bend the knees a bit. Push the hips back as if you're trying to touch a wall with your booty behind you and then drive all the way up. So now it's a hip hinge, shoulder blades pulled back and down. We're giving the knees a bit of a breather here while we work hamstrings and glutes with this Romanian deadlift. Now I'm still bending my knees a bit. And as I mentioned, I want you to think about moving the hips back as you go back and then moving them forward as you come up, okay? Keep those shoulder blades pulled back and down. So we're working posture muscles as well because we're not allowing that upper back to round by holding on the dumbbell here. Time, all right? We got 3 rounds of these. All right, let's get those feet. Maybe you can go a bit wider, all right? Toes are gonna turn out a bit if you go wider. Drop it down, knees track with toes, drive all the way up. Good. Now, you want a neutral neck alignment on this too. Don't let the head fall forward. Now, I don't know how your room is set up, but what I usually tell people when I'm teaching them in real life is to take a look where the wall and the ceiling meet when you're on that down part of the squat. And that's just going to allow us to keep that neck aligned. Yeah, back to Dolly Parton. That woman, she's just a little bit of a thing. Time, but man, can she wear some high heels? Woo, baby. All right, softness of the knees. You're going into that Romanian deadlift. Come forward. Good neutral spine, hip hinge. What's your favorite Dolly Parton song? Come on. Mine's Jolene. However, Jolene's a real bitch, isn't she? Sorry if there's young ears in the room working out with you, but man, that woman's trying to steal Dolly's man. You get away, Jolene. You answer to me. Yeah, I do. I like Jolene. I also like Islands in the Stream with Kenny Rogers. The things you're learning about me this workout. Time. All right, we got one more of each. 9 to 5. Hey, there's a good one. Ready? Coat of many colors. Yeah, I could just keep going. Ready? And squat. I'm actually surprised they haven't redone 9 to 5. The movie, remember that movie? Dolly Parton, Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda? They've revamped everything else. Time. All right. Last deadlift. We take the booty band off and we'll move into a core drill. Here we go. Bend the knees, hip hinge. Good. So if you're watching this in real time, as I mentioned, it's my birthday today, but more important, it is day 1 of our 10-day Booty Love and Leg Challenge. So congrats to the thousands of you that signed up and are joining me for the next 10 days. If you missed sign up, no worries. Come on to YouTube each day. The workout will be released. Or Over 50 Fitness, the whole series is already released for you. Time. All right. Booty band off. We're on the mat now. We have a plank with tap outs, 30 seconds, followed by a running woman crunch. Okay, no band. 3 rounds again, 30 seconds. So we have a plank, it's a high plank. We're tapping out like so. All right, you'll see me on the knees for modified and then a running woman crunch, which we'll review once we get there. So let's get set up here. Wrists under shoulders, a nice long plank, whether you're on the knees or the toes. Look slightly ahead, spread the fingertips, tap the toes out side to side. When we tap, we're keeping those hips quiet though. And as mentioned, wrists stay underneath the shoulders. Now there could be some pressure on your wrists with this, so that's why I asked you to spread the fingers wide and now grip the mat with your fingertips. That'll take some of the pressure off the wrists. Breathe. Hitting into our deep core muscles here. A plank time is the gold standard for core work. All right, take yourself onto your back, arms extend overhead. We're crunching up, tapping the foot or maybe the knee or the shin and alternate. So you come up as high as you feel you can. All right, there should be no low back pain. Exhale when you come up. As mentioned, you might be here, right? Bringing the knee in more, lifting less of the upper body. And then as you stick with me and get stronger, you'll be able to lift more upper body. Time. All right, those are our 2 moves, all right? 2 more rounds of them. High plank to tap outs. If you're on the knees, you can tap out, right? Just tapping out side to side. Otherwise, join me. Wrists under shoulders, whether you're doing it from the knees or from the toes. Nice long spine. Look up slightly. Again, not allowing that head to drop. And then just breathe. By adding movement, like the lower legs here moving, we're creating more intensity for the core. So that's one way to increase the intensity of a plank. All right, so running woman, or if you're a guy here, running man, crunch, exhale, crunch up. Maybe you can tap the inside-outside shoe. Maybe it's your shin. Maybe it's the top of the knee. Time. All right, one more of each, and then we go back to the glutes and hips. Here we go, fingers wide, wrists under shoulders, knees or toes, go. Keep the hips down. Oops, I just blew my shoelace. Your core should be getting a little toasty now. I hope so. Time. Running woman crunch. I'm going to fix my shoelace. Arms overhead, legs straight. Exhale when you curl up. Go. Yes, I'm 52 years young today. I don't act it, so it's all good. Time. Woo! All right, that got the core toasty. Quick sip of water. If you have access to a bench, chair, or even a couch or coffee table, we're going to use that for our leg up elevated deadlift pattern. Pardon me. If you don't have access, you'll see in the corner there, I'm doing a kickstand deadlift where I have all the weight in one leg and the other leg is kickstand. So there's your option, okay? Grab onto a dumbbell. I would go more on the lighter side than what you normally do with a deadlift because this one really bites in the glutes. All right, dumbbell in the left hand. Left leg up, or if you're doing a kickstand, left knee is slightly bent and just slightly behind you, not that much. Now, this is uber important, gang. When you are doing this, I want you to make sure you keep the shoulders squared, pulled back and down, and the spine neutral, all right? No rounding of the back. Yes? All right. Oh, forgot my timer. Get set up. We have 40 seconds on the clock. All right. You can use 2 dumbbells for sure as well, but like I said, this one will leave a mark. So maybe start with 1 dumbbell and go from there. Here we go. Hip hinge, drive up. When we hip hinge, we're softening that right knee ever so slightly. As we come forward, we are not allowing the shoulder, especially the left one, to drop forward. We're keeping them squared. Yes, I have weight on that back leg. My laces are just resting on the top of my chair. And again, bench, couch, coffee table, all of that will work. Unless you have an IKEA coffee table. They may be Swedish for common sense, but they're not Swedish for well made. Here we go, other side. All right, so square the shoulders. Ready? Forward. Good. Now, our third movement of this circuit, side to side lunge, at which point we'll place a dumbbell in each hand, or beginners, body weight only. Do you feel that in the left glute, hamstring? Oh, come on. Up your weight if you don't. Like I said, this one just keeps on giving. You'll feel it tomorrow. Time. All right. Side to side lunge. We'll position our feet wide. Toes are going to turn out. Push your hips rear, come forward, drive up, other side. So when you do this, I want you to stay squared to me. Knee tracks with the toe on that leg that's bending, but don't twist your body to that side. You're still staying squared to your screen. So those are our moves, all right? We go back to that elevated deadlift, or maybe you chose to do the kickstand deadlift in less than 20 seconds. Side lunge is a great way to also incorporate your inner thigh. All right, left leg up or left leg kickstand. Dumbbell in left hand. Focus your stare on something stationary. Soften that right knee as you come forward. Drive up. Again, you want to fully stand each rep. Finish the rep. Now we have 2 rounds of these. So we're on our final set here. Oh, time. Yeah. You feel that? I know, I keep asking you and keep expecting a response. Here we go. Right leg, or right hand, sorry, left leg. I wish we were working out together. It'd be really nice to talk to you. We'll just have to make do with the internet, right? I always talk to you, though, just like you are here. Side to side lunges coming up. Time. Woo! All right, grab the other dumbbell. Beginners, again, body weight only. I want you to be able to walk tomorrow. Feet wide, toes are going to turn out. Push the hips back. Keep yourself squared to me. Drive all the way up. You want to straighten the legs completely in between each rep. Time. All right, moving into another core routine. On the mat, flutter kicks followed by double crunch. Same thing, 30 seconds, 3 rounds. Flutter kicks, you're going to place the hands right underneath the bum. All right, so you've got a bit of a pelvic tilt there. Straighten the legs. The higher up you go, so if you can get your shoulders right off and your shoulder blades off the mat, the harder you work. All right, so then that gives you a way, right, to tone it down if you need to. So shoulders on the mat, head on the mat. Legs higher up is also one way to tone it down. Here we go. Get set up. Hands underneath the bum. Ready, set, go. Feet can be flexed or pointed, totally up to you, but just make sure that the movement's coming through the hips, not the knees. So put some imaginary duct tape around each knee joint and just move through those hips. You shouldn't feel this in your low back. If you do, position the hands more underneath the bum. See if you can get, as I said, shoulders, maybe shoulder blades, maybe your entire upper back's off the mat. Time. Woo! All right, double crunch. Hands are behind you. You'll see in the alternative screen, I'm keeping one foot on the ground, so you can choose which level you want. Breathe. Those abs need some oxygen so they can keep working. Allow your hands to help you out a bit. If you start to feel your low back, try the alternative way for a few, and then maybe come back to this. Time. All right. 2 more rounds of that fun. Here we go. Hands right underneath the bum. Give me a good pelvic tilt. Legs are straight. Duct tape those knees. Look up as high as you can. And flutter. Hang in there. Time. Whew. I said that because I was starting to feel it. I was losing it. All right, double crunch. Here we go. 1 or 2 legs. When the knees come in, the chest is close to the thighs. When you go out, you're trying to make yourself parallel to your floor. Fingertips are pointed towards your toes, or they can be pointed out a bit if that feels better on your shoulders. Time. Okay, 1 more of each, and then we go back to our glutes. Thank goodness. Whew. All right, pelvic tilt. Yes? Good job. Breathe. Almost there. Come on, you guys, hang in there. Time. Woo! All right, yeah, I know, that kind of sucked. We're not done though. Whew. Final set though, double crunch. Ready? Go. Woo! Yeah, a little breather. This set is kicking my butt. Time. Whew. All right. We need the band if you have it available. If not, no worries. You'll still hit your glutes for the final circuit. Okay, this time we'll put the booty band just above the knees. We have some banded bridges to do, 3 rounds. On our backs, heels are close to the bum, arms are down by your side. So when you rest your arms down by your side, you should be able to feel your feet, okay? From this position, squeeze the booty and we're lifting it up while we keep the knees and the hips aligned. So there's some tension in the glute med because the booty band's trying to bring the knees together. All right, so feet and knees hip width. You can go shoulder width if you want to work a little harder in those outer hips, but let's come on up. Squeeze the glutes, keep the rib cage closed though, or what we call knitted. So what we're not doing is flaring everything up. We're keeping the upper back still on our mat, pushing through the heels, and trying to work hip extension and get into the glutes only. This is a great exercise sub time if you have sore knees and lunges don't work for you. I recommend this move instead of lunges. All right, now let's lift the booty up. All right, we're holding it here in an iso hold for 30 seconds, but now push the knees apart and go back to hip width or shoulder width. So we're still keeping tension on the booty band so it doesn't roll on us, and that we keep the constant tension on the glute med. Squeeze the glutes, keep them elevated for the full 30 seconds while we pulse the knees going as wide as we can and back. Time. Lower the bum. Bring the feet together now and open the knees up as much as you can for a frog pump. So the booty band's going to try and pull the knees together. You're going to keep them apart. Lift up, let the bum come and just brush your mat and then drive up again. You won't be able to lift the hips as high as you can for a regular bridge, right? Because we've abducted the legs out and we've really fired up your glute med now while we also get your gluteus maximus, the big guy, our rear end. So this is our third move. We go back to regular bridge. Time right now. All right, so feet, hip, or shoulder width apart. Once again, we're keeping the knees apart and keeping the glute med fired up. Now drive the hips up and lower. We have 3 rounds total, 1 down already. So as I mentioned, this is a great exercise sub for lunges. So if you're doing a workout where I'm doing lunges or another workout where they're doing lunges and you just don't feel like lunging, hey, get down on the ground and do some bridges. You don't necessarily need a booty band if you don't have time to put it on during the workout, but it does add an element, as you can probably attest. Time. All right, now we're keeping those feet apart, keeping those knees apart. Now lift the hips up for an iso hold. Squeeze the booty. Now knees come out and in. Out and in. If you do have sensitive knees, this series that we're finishing off with is a really good one for you to do. Quite often, knee pain is because the outer hip muscle of us is weak. So this will strengthen that area, and that might help with the knees. However, if you do have knee pain, I want you to see a physiotherapist. Time. Open up the knees. Now the insoles of my feet are touching, so I'm on the outer edge of my runner, and lift up. So physiotherapist, or they might be called a physical therapist where you live, get it diagnosed, because your knee pain could be coming from something else. And the faster you can get it fixed, the faster you will heal. If you allow it to linger, you may never get full strength back into the quad or full mobility back into your knees. The older we get, the more important it is to nip these in the bud as quickly as possible. Time. All right, last round. And that's by going to a professional. So don't Google that shit. Go see someone who specializes in musculoskeletal injuries, hips up, regular bridge, which are physiotherapists or physical therapists. And if you email me asking me about knee pain, I'm going to give you the same spiel. You need to go see someone. A, I am not qualified to diagnose. I am a personal trainer, not a physiotherapist. And B, time. I can't diagnose over online. All right, here we go. Bridge up. Ready, and open and close. But once we get diagnosis, then we can find the exercises to work around, as well as strengthen what you need to strengthen. Whew, hello glutes. It's our final round. Time, thank goodness. All right, insoles of your feet together, frog pumps, and then we are done. Ready? And squeeze the glutes, lift them up. So we can get the feet further, the knees further apart, but you will get to a point where it'll start to roll. So you've got to find that fine line of opening up the knees and still keeping the booty band there. When the bum hits the mat, boom, squeeze it again, okay? Don't let that bum rest on the ground. Constant tension in the glutes for these final few seconds here. Come on. Time. Great job. All right, booty band off. We will stretch your glute. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's take that left knee into the chest. Straighten the right leg on the ground. And then take that left knee on the outside of the body and pull up towards the armpit. So you're clearing your rib cage a bit to stretch into the glutes as well as your low back. Now bend the other leg, foot on the ground. Extend this leg straight up now for hamstring. Whew, I feel that. Bend the left leg now, cross the ankle over the other thigh, figure 4 stretch. Now listen, right here might be enough of a stretch for you, at which point just hold here and breathe. If you want a bit deeper, lift that right foot off the ground, hands come behind the thighs. And then pay attention as you draw that right knee in towards you. Line it up at the outside of your right shoulder. Lower the left leg to the ground, hands on top of the right shin now. Pull it to the outside of the body, clearing the rib cage and up towards the armpit. Bend that left leg, foot on the ground, extend this one right up, get into the hamstring. Figure 4, ankle crosses over thigh, pull in if you'd like, lining that left knee now with the left outside of the left shoulder. And pay attention to the back of the neck as well. We want length in that neck so we're not opening the throat up to your ceiling. So if you need to, lift your head up, tuck your chin in, and then lower the head down. Rock yourself up to seated position, getting into the waist muscles because they worked hard. Take your right hand, grab on to the outside of the opposite leg, and then reach up and over. So you're kind of anchoring yourself while you reach up and over to get a side bend on this left side of yours, but getting into the obliques. Let's do the other side. Again, anchor, reach up and over. Release. Final stretch for the glutes and spine. Extend your left leg. Bring that right foot in. Take that left arm, wrap it around. Bring the other hand behind the hip. Push yourself up and look over that right shoulder. Now, if you want more of a stretch, you can take this right leg and step it over the straight leg and really think about driving that knee in towards that left armpit. You'll feel that a bit more into the glute. Untwist, straighten that right leg, left leg bends, right arm around, hand behind the hip, lift yourself straight up, look over that left shoulder. And then again, if you feel you want a bit more of a stretch, step that foot over and get it deeper into the glute. And then really pull that left knee in towards the right armpit. The spine is nice and tall, so allow that left hand to help pull you up. Or push you up would probably be a better way of describing that. And back to center. Why, thank you so much for joining me. For those of you that are a part of the Booty and a Leg Challenge, make sure you drop a comment down below. I'd love to know what you thought. And listen, if you didn't know, I do have an app. It's called Over 50 Fitness, and you can watch these workouts and challenges as well as workouts from 8 other amazing instructors. Ads free. All right, it's an on-demand platform. You can grab yourself a free 14-day trial down below. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, and for those of you part of the challenge, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.